Was that smooth, guys? Are you guys seeing me okay? Am I freezing up? Am I going to make it through one stream without my internet breaking down? We are going to find out a lot of these answers tonight. Guys, welcome in. How's everybody doing this evening? Did you guys like the intro? You liked it? Listen, I got to share royalties just to play that music. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me say hi to some people in the chat. John might show up. He may not. I never know. I never know until he pops up in that little circle up here, which I don't see as of. Look at John being right on time.
Whoa. Hang on. I'm still getting set up here. What is happening?
Do you want me to throw you off the screen?
No, you're good. You're good. I just got to use the bathroom really quick, and then we're going to do this.
Number 1 or number 2?
TMI.
No. Guys, I tried to get the answers. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the hard-hitting answers. You know, while John takes care of business over there, let me say hi to everybody because I seen David here right away. I seen Travis here tonight. Alex, how are you doing this evening? Pipsqueak, hello. David, hello. Brian, hello. Ace, welcome. Yes, we'll definitely have a lot of those to purchase tonight. We may or may not talk about that. I think.
Oh, we're talking about it. We're definitely talking about it.
Carl, hello. Roby Juan, what's up, my friend? David, I think I've said hi to you several times. Travis, always gifting the memberships. Thank you, my friend. Truly, truly appreciate it. Let's see here. Michelle, hello. Gator, what's up? Subscription Fix. And Gus, I hope you guys are doing amazing. Magma, using the monthly message. Happy PFO night. 32 months. Almost.
Oh, I'm excited too, man. We got some good stuff to talk about.
We've got a lot. Norway. Let me do the super chats here.
Norway, yeah, you do super chats.
41 months. Almost 4 years. Are you kidding me right now? That seems like a long time to be doing anything. Travis, 5 months. We're almost at that. Is it wood? Like is 6 months the wood anniversary? I don't know, but we're almost at that regardless. Brian, 1 year. Congrats, my friend. We made it a year. Who would have known when we began this journey that we'd make it a year together? Well, Michelle, look at us. 2 months. We're going to be on a quarter of a year soon. Right? A quarter of a year. Gator, thank you, my friend. Anyone get that goat's coup? You know, that's the question, is it not? Oof, is that not the question? Because it sounds like about 5 people got the Goku. Jetman, welcome.
And three of those 5 are event employees that are just going to resell it again.
You know, should we get right into that? Is that
we should, man. I got some more stuff. I was actually contemplating making a follow-up video today, but it was just too crazy. Joanna and I both had doctor's appointments.
Yeah. Let's get into it. I saw your video. I saw a couple other videos on the whole situation because I'll be honest, Avent, I have not gone on their stream in over a year.
I didn't even know they were still around. I thought they had gone out of business or changed their name. Or whatever.
Honestly, I just don't go there at all. And I get, and I probably wouldn't. And it's kind of, well, we got to talk about everything. But yeah, the way that they decided to do this, it was not really, I definitely think they were trying to milk every last dollar that they could, which, they have their prerogative to do.
No, it's not a prerogative. It's just wrong.
It's wrong. Oh no, it's wrong on every level. They have a prerogative to do it.
Yeah,
but is it right? No. Is it morally good? No. Is it a way to suck every last dollar out of your customer? Yes. Yeah. Is it a way to alienate your entire customer base? Yes.
Well, unfortunately, not the entire customer base, because I was disappointed after all the videos that were made, after everything that was brought to light. I am confused that they still have so many people spending money. So clearly there's either a portion of the Funko community that doesn't do social media, but somehow they're on Whatnot. Like, I don't understand. That's what I need help with. Like, I need help understanding how people can still support a company like this. And I understand that people want the pop. I was actually talking to Jonathan in depth about this, and I had said, like, if they put up a Commander Wolf or something, like some crazy Star Wars pop that I had to have for my collection, I would still not buy it out of my spite to not support them, out of the principle that they are doing so much wrong by the community. Before the comment goes away, I do want to thank, special shout out. Oh gosh, it already is a little bit down. Blackbeard Actual, thank you so much for love my Slapshot Bricks video today. Mental health is very important. Thank you so much for dropping that. So I really appreciate it. Ace says, I hate to say it, John, but when the chance is to get something that's selling regularly at 2K, you got to make your bank, I guess. I guess, but are people, or go, what do you got there?
Here, this is what I wanted to bring up, because this was the first thing I thought of. And I remember people complaining back in the day when Plastic Empire dropped their Marty. Remember their limited piece Marty?
Yeah.
They did it at their store. They made people line up. You know, I remember people complaining because they charged they didn't charge retail. At the time, they didn't charge $15. I think they charged like $30. And listen, I'm doing it off of memory. My memory's not good, but they didn't upcharge like $100 each. I'm almost positive they did hold back a percentage, which I think people kind of were not, people weren't like crazy happy with that.
Right.
But I understand that. Like if they would have said, listen, 1,000 are going to be available, this is how we're going to do it, I don't think Whatnot is the place for it. Just because, forget the bidding. I think dropping it in, like, even if they dropped 1,000 pieces in the buy it now, it's just never felt, something has always been off. There's a way around it. I don't know if they can bot that. I don't know how that exactly works, but like I've seen things get dropped for rate. John, you've done it before, and not that.
It never seems fair, because it always seems
fair, right?
It's definitely dependent on people's internets. But here's the same thing. I mean, you can kind of say the same thing about Funko's website. Funko drops the limited pieces now on their website, and I mean, my computer never even saw Star Killer. Like it never even registered that it was available. So I think we're at a catch-22 situation here. We've wanted limited pieces. We got limited pieces. Let's just take Avent out of the equation for a minute, right? We wanted limited pieces for years. Now they're here. Funko has figured it out that they're a collectible company, not a toy company. We are collectors. We want limited pieces, and we're all fighting over them. No matter how a company drops their exclusive, there's going to be people that don't get it, and there's going to be people that get it, and there's probably going to be people that get it who maybe get it with an unfair advantage. Like there was apparently a link that was sent out the night before with Star Killer. So I don't think 90% of the people in the community had a fair shot at getting Star Killer from the Funko drop, because there are either people working at Funko who sent out this link, or there are people who are just really good with computers and figured out how to skirt the system. Now that is here nor there when it comes to this situation. This situation is 100% wrong in terms of what this company is doing. So there's two big points that I want to make tonight, and I think we should, if it's okay, I want to jump into the first one because I think it's a huge problem, and I really hope somebody from Funko is here or Funko gets wind of this, because we have a huge problem on our hands. Josh, unfortunately, is not here tonight. Josh is hanging out at Disney with the fam, but he's going to be here next week to let everybody know about his very successful charity auction. Yes. So thank you to everybody who came out and supported him for the charity. All right. First thing that I want to get into is, did anybody in here, including you, Vince, of course, did you see the formal apology made by the CEO live?
Well, that was the CEO.
That was the CEO of Avent. Oh, and that man, Joanna and I have history with. That man purposely did not shake our hand in 2022 at the New York Comic-Con Whatnot party. I didn't recognize him. I totally forgot. But Joanna, when I showed her the video of the apology, she goes, "That's him. That's the guy that wouldn't shake our hand." As soon as we told him who we were, he grabbed all the people who were like in his little like posse crew, and they all walked away from us. And I was like, "Oh, okay, good to know. Whatever." Anyway, you don't issue a formal apology to the community unless you did something wrong. So they were trying to backtrack and cover their mistakes. Now, in his apology, and that's what I wanted to do a video on, breaking down the apology, but we're going to do it here because there were so many things he said that I was like, holy smokes, this man thinks that he and his company are truly invincible. And the biggest the biggest thing I will say that I had an issue with is that they said that they are justifying their actions and how they are releasing the 1,200 piece Goku, which is technically, everybody from overseas has corrected me and I stand corrected. It's technically a 600 piece Goku here in the States because 600 of them are here. 600 of them were sent to Funko Europe. So there's only 600 that Avent should have or is supposed to have or whatever. But part of his apology was he was actually blaming the resellers, which they are technically a reseller. They sell collections every single week. And he was blaming the flippers and saying that they are trying to prevent that these highly desired Dragon Ball Z pops from falling into the hands of resellers and flippers. Ergo, they don't want other people to make all the money on this pop. They want to make the money on this pop. And I find this to be a disaster of a problem. And that's where now I'm kind of looking at Funko with a magnifying glass and go, how did you guys greenlight this operation? Because you have given an exclusive to a company who doesn't want the secondary market to thrive. They want to take a pop that is supposed to be sold at $40 and they want to make $5,000 to $10,000 off each one of these pops. They want to control the secondary market, and that is a huge problem. Look at history. Every single company that's tried to control the secondary market has either failed or gone out of business or had to rechange their name. You cannot control the secondary market. That is not how a collectible thrives.
I agree. I do agree. Listen, I think there's, you got to kind of think of it. So if they only got 600, listen, I'm not trying to like, I want to frame this in a way. I'm trying to play devil's advocate.
I want somebody to play devil's advocate.
I'm trying to figure out a way to like play devil's advocate in here. And I'm trying to make sense of this because I do understand them trying to use this as like publicity, which obviously like everybody's talking about it. So on one hand, like what is bad, and I just seen Albie just put about the General Grievous, which they're going to have to try to sell 9,500 pieces of these. They're going to run into a huge problem. Like they're really shooting themselves in the foot, burning bridges right before you drop like a 9,500 piece, which I think a 9,500 piece is going to be, where maybe not necessarily you make your money because I don't know what they get charged. I don't know what they're paying per piece to try to sell these. And I get even to a certain extent of marking them up. I feel like if they would have done this here, let's play devil advocate this way because I'm trying to wrap my head because I'm trying to figure out how does a company, I don't even want to say a small company, if they continue to do this going forward, giving, let's say, Toy Temple a 1,200 piece, and I don't think Toy Temple's had a limited piece that low. Did Chalice get anything this low yet? Has anybody had anything this low yet?
Chalice had the one recently, but I don't think it was 1,200 pieces. I don't think it was
12 count. So I guess what I'm trying to get at, like, what are we going to accept as a community if they were trying, like, I understand, like, part of me understands as a business person to sell if they only got 600 and they're going to do them at $40 a pop. Like, I'm okay. And I was okay back in the day when Plastic Empire marked them up a little bit. And I'm saying a little bit, they might have doubled what they should have been dropped for. Would we have been okay if they listed them at $80 each? Would there be the same kind of outrage? I'm just wondering.
No, well, it's still a problem because here's how I see it. Like, this is very similar, just as bad as the situation where Thrilljoy was flipping their own product. It's an Avent exclusive. It is technically their own product now that their name, well, technically, I mean, their name isn't even on there because they won't even execute the effort. The CEO is bragging about how big Avent has become. They have 1 million square foot facility now, and they have all these employees, but yet they still can't figure out how to get anybody to put these stickers on their own exclusive pop. That just shows you how little they care about the community as a whole when it comes to Funko. But it's their product. Your product has an MSRP. If anybody knows what MSRP, it's manufactured suggested retail price. You are supposed to take that price and sell it to the community or sell it to your customer base however you see fit. Every company that gets the MSRP. That's when you go into a store, you look at any product, it says MSRP, and then, you know, there might be a sale price that's lower than MSRP. Like, that's what MSRP is for. Now, if Avent was to try to justify, I could see this, and this is my own like only devil's advocate that I can really see. If they were to say like, hey, Whatnot has 15% fees, so we have to sell the Goku for $50 on Whatnot because we have to compensate for that 15% fees. That's the only markup that I can see justifiable at all. Outside of that, they should have dropped these. Like, this drop should have been done, over with, moved on. But I cannot, like, I can't fathom us living in a world where lawyers are sitting across the table on one side with Funko and on the other side with Avent, probably virtually. You know, they're not sitting down, you know, physically. They're going back and forth with email. But how is somebody at Funko going to be okay with, yeah, we're going to let you auction off a 1 in 200 chance at getting one of these pops? Like, that just looks so bad for the company. And Funko, unfortunately, they lost people this week. It's not Avent. I mean, Avent lost a lot of people this week. I mean, I just looked in their auction 2 minutes before going live here. Monday night, they had 6,000 people watching. Right now, they have 500. So they are tanking hard. And I think their Grievous is not going to sell well. It's not even that great of a pop. So it's I mean, it wasn't going to sell that well on its own. But now it's definitely not going to sell well. Like, and unfortunately, Whatnot is also tied into this, because this is, in a way, giving Whatnot a bad name when Whatnot is not the culprit here. It is strictly Avent. And I hate to say it, but it's also Funko. And this new CEO, man, I hope he is listening. I hope he is watching some of our videos, because he needs to step in. And like, this company should not be allowed to have exclusives directly with Funko, because they are just, and the other thing too is, and we'll get into it in a couple minutes here before I start my other rant, but the fact that they are so open about what they're doing and show no remorse, no gratitude, nothing. Like, it is just, it's absurd. Like, it's the insanity. It's just wild.
Yeah, and that's kind of where, you know, I'm wondering how do they do this moving forward? Because, you know, like Kelsey said here, and, you know, listen, you definitely, when you're only getting 1,200 pieces, can you manipulate the market? 100%. Because unfortunately, even Toy Tokyo, like, and I've seen it over the last couple of years, they'll pull one out of the vault, a Planet Arlia Vegeta. They'll pull one out of the vault every once in a while, and I remember seeing them auctioned over on Whatnot a couple times, and they would get 3, 4. You know, I don't know if they got $5,000, but they got several $1,000s for those. You know, it's a tricky thing moving forward. Like, how are they going to curtail this? Because this is really bad for everybody. It's egg on the face of everybody involved. Avent, for Funko, it's, you know, it's a black eye again. And, you know, all these limited drops have all, especially with this, you know, like Toy Temple, I think that they did that in person. Like, I think that's an okay way to do it. And I don't think that I don't know if they upcharged past what Funko upcharges. Like, was that a $40 pop? I don't remember exactly what their limited piece was, but were they charging that far over? I guess for me, you know, I'm okay with it going over the MSRP for these smaller drops, but they have to do it
I'm not. Like, where does the line stop then?
Well,
like, I was okay, like, and that's why I said I'm only okay with it.
You're right. Where is the line?
The Whatnot fees? We are already come up $25. Like, pops were $15 a year ago, and now we're at 40 because of the limited pieces. Like, Funko has, and they set, this is the standard, and we've all like sat there and we go, all right, well, we want limited pieces. We want really rare pops that we can all have access to. So we've sat there and we say, all right, cool, Funko, we're good with your limited piece tiering system. Not everybody is good with it, but most of the community is good with it. We've accepted it. But but that has to be the line in the sand. You know, that has to be the line.
And I think this is a good discussion. And again, I'm playing devil's advocate because and I'm not trying to justify what in any way. I just want to make this very clear why I'm doing this, because this is a discussion platform, and this is why I'm bringing up what I'm bringing up. But it does, like, because I've been in the sports card game a little bit here, the Pokemon game. Like, I don't get in the Pokemon stuff, but I understand the card market. There's many boxes of cards that get released at, let's say, $195. I remember a box this year came out at $200 a box. I was like ecstatic. Oh, I picked one up. Next weekend, it was $400 a box. And I'm telling you, all the retailers were charging $400 a box. Those went up to $600 a box, like triple what MSRP was, triple what it was on release day. And they were getting part of that. And they were still, people were buying that and still selling that for even higher. So that's where I'm saying, like, we got to figure out where's that line in the sand. I don't think that where I have the problem, where like I think this is a gigantic problem, because again, I want to know where they're going to sit going with future drops. Like, what are we going to be okay with? What can we expect as a, as a customer base? You know what I mean? What somebody's allowed to do. What I'm not ever going to be okay with is them like auctioning off a chance of getting one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stretching this out for 2 months. They were saying until December or something like that.
December.
Like,
they're gonna steal people's money all the way to Christmas.
That's disgusting as far as I'm concerned. Like, I get it as a small business. You're trying to like carry this hype out for as long as possible. Like, I get that.
But you can do it in a way that allows you to make 100%. Money and still be a good like business.
100%. Because you know what they could have done right from the get-go? Like, if they were a good company with like customer in mind and that kind of thing, they could have said, listen, we're getting 600 of these. We are giving 150 of these away between now and December. We are going to drop them in our shows. And that's how we're getting rid of these. The other 400, we are selling them for $60. We got to make a little bit more than we normally would because of whatnot fees.
So I disagree with that a little bit, because you're getting all this traction. You're getting all these people in your shows, because when it comes
really
to
for the extra,
but when it I understand.
Anyway, so I kind of agree.
I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing: like, if I'm in like, let's just hypothetical. Slapshot Pops gets an exclusive, right? And we talk to Funko, and we're like, hey, you know what? We would like to sell this on Whatnot. Are you guys okay with us selling this on Whatnot? And they go, yeah, sure, John and Joanna, you go sell your Commander Wolf pop on Whatnot, right? Everybody's excited. 1,200 piece Commander Wolf. All the Star Wars guys are going nuts. To be fair, and if I was to say, how do we get people in our room and our shows and our streams for multiple months, not just one night, that's it, we sell them, it's over. Right. I would do similar to what you just said, Vince. I would say, hey, I'm giving some of these away from now. I'll even use the Avent timeline from now until December. We're going to be giving some of these away every single time we go live. But I'm also going to be dropping them for the MSRP price of $40.
Yep.
Now, if I really wanted to stretch it, I would say, hey, I'm only dropping 5 of these every night until December. So you got to be in the room. And then while we have people in the room, you're selling other items. That's how you're making your money. Because if somebody's in there trying to get that Commander Wolf, they're going to be like, you know what? Yeah, let me grab that Pokemon pop. And that's what's so messed up about that. Avent knows this. So they're double dipping. They're getting people in there who are buying their stock that's just sitting around, and they're charging through the nose for a chance at this pop. Like, that's why there's so many issues with it. And they have and the other thing too is, like, they literally have no soul, like no morals, nothing.
I'm gonna agree with
people are bidding $600, $1,000, $2,000, and they are like, yep, here's your Eternals pop. And they don't even show it. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, they're like, yep. And the wheel goes and they're like, yep, you got your $2 Fennec Shan. Congratulations. Which hurts my soul, by the way, because I love Fennec Shan, but I've been seeing a lot of her pop come up on these streams, and I'm like,
I have a feeling
and a bunch of people did reach out to me, and they said that they technically are breaking Whatnot surprise set rules by not showing the items. And then on top of that, people are starting to get their items. Items are coming in destroyed because Avent does not pack well. They just have an army of people who just literally throw the pop in a single box with a weak lining, and it just gets damaged in shipping, and they don't care. They don't accept cancellations. They don't talk to you through customer service. And that's the other thing I'm looking at Funko. Like, if you can see, if you go on Whatnot, type Avent, look at all their reviews, you will see hundreds, if not thousands, of 1 and 2 star reviews. How, like, Funko, the only thing I can justify for Funko is that they're so desperate right now for partners to have exclusives, or Avent has been begging Funko for an exclusive for probably years, and Funko is probably just like, fine, like, we're going through a CEO change, like, yeah, just give him a 1,200 piece Goku, like, we don't even know what cell shaded means, like, just give it to him, So that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, which is absolutely crazy. And again, I agree with you. I mean, like if you're doing this, they had I don't know if they are aware of it or not, but they had a very bad, and they do have a very bad reputation in the community with
No, they're aware. They're very
like
aware.
with everybody. Wouldn't this have been that olive branch that they could have started churning the tide a little bit?
Absolutely.
Have they been killing it? Maybe they've been killing it on whatnot. I just have no clue because I have not literally logged into their live streams at all. But maybe they've been killing it. I don't know. I feel like this could have been a good way to, and again, do they have to give these all away? They didn't have to give them all away. I'm not saying give them all away. I'm saying they could have done what they wanted to do, get the promotion, because I get it as a small business, and I don't know if they're a small business or a big business. I'm assuming they're small.
They're not a small business anymore. The CEO was bragging about their 1 million square foot facility.
Then they're not.
Joanna and I we like sat down for a minute. We were like, he said 1 million. Like, just think about it. Like, everyone's houses, you're probably anywhere from 500 square feet. If you're like an apartment, that was like my first apartment. Now we live in a 2,300 square foot house, which I think is maybe average, depending on where you live. Obviously, everybody's in different parts of the country, but just try to wrap your head around 1 million square feet. If you're curious, the average Amazon warehouse is 800,000 square feet. So they are not a small company anymore. When you have a warehouse that's bigger than most Amazon warehouses, they are stealing money from not just Funko. Remember, they sell a lot of different things. They are stealing from a lot of communities so they can pay the rent and keep the lights on for that 1 million square foot facility. Now, there's a lot of great people talking in the chat, so I think we should read some of these. Lauren says, why give them an IP that fans adore? Lauren, that's a great question right there. They're getting Dragon Ball Z, and then they're getting Star Wars in about a week and a half. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. I appreciate everybody talking so much in the chat. What else we got? The tickets are stupid. I agree, Cross-Saved, 100%. The tickets are very stupid. Now, there's another thing that I want to mention here because I think it just speaks to a big, I say a big problem, but it's a problem within a problem within a problem. So it has to be addressed because they refused to address it last night. And I'm not wasting my time in these streams. Like, I was only in there for a few minutes.
You know what?
I'm only going in for a few minutes each night just to see what's happening. That's it. Because that's all I can stomach. However, the few minutes that I was in there last night, they will not acknowledge. They have ignored or told everybody like, oh, it's in the show notes. It's not in the show notes. And it's not publicly listed on any of their social medias. And you click their rewards program, it will not tell you, which I find super strange because you can click on
for the diamond
tier. Now, as of last night,
how much
they will not.
Way to find that out?
We can't find out until, which I don't even know. Well, we won't find out until somebody reaches the diamond tier, but we might still not find out because if that person does not reveal how much they've spent. Avent is not revealing how much you have to spend to get to the diamond tier. And I saw some people in the chat say they think it's $1,000. I think it's more. I think it's got to
be more than 1,000.
I think it's going to be 1,500, 2,500, maybe even 5 Gs. And I think that is just despicable behavior. Like Funko, how are you allowing a company to do this? To hold your exclusive or your pop as their exclusive with Avent behind such a steep paywall? And the people that are getting there, those are the people that are bidding because they just figure, all right, if I don't get a ticket that gets me the chance to get one of these Gokus along the way, people had already reached gold last night. There's gold and there's platinum, then there's diamond. So, and this is the thing that kills me. I was only in there for 5, maybe 10 minutes, right? Somebody asked, they just kept asking about how much it was to get to the diamond tier. And then somebody asked the host, who finally addressed this comment. They said, what happens if 200 people don't get diamond? He laughed. He said, 200 people, more than 200 people are going to get diamond. They're like, that's how confident they are that their little scamming scheme is going to work. Like, that is just unbelievable. Like, you are that confident that you have that many people that you are going to, and that's the problem too. Like, it is not the community's fault because people have messaged me and they were like, I thought I was bidding for a Goku. I didn't realize I was bidding on a spot because it said Goku. The first night, the listings were called Goku 1, Goku 2, Goku 3. People thought they were buying a Goku. Like, people are legitimately being lied to. And that's why, like, and that's the other thing too. Like, all these people have said they've reported Avent to Whatnot. I don't know why Whatnot isn't taking action. I don't know why.
I mean, listen, I don't want to throw shade at Whatnot at all.
I'm not trying to throw shade at Whatnot either.
I'm not either. I'm not either. I think that sometimes they are a little bit selective with the rules. Let's just be honest. Because I've seen certain things happen and not happen to bigger sellers on there, quite honestly. It's just, unfortunately, kind of the way that the world works. If they're bringing in enough stuff, if they're going live enough, I think that they get turned a blind eye to, because, honestly, it was misleading. That first night seemed very misleading to me. And I was not in the stream. I only judging by people's comments, people that messaged us, watching your video, watching others' videos. It seemed very misleading to say the least. And like, I know we've all done mystery boxes and that kind of thing on there. And if you're not more very forthright with it, like, they would have major problems with it. It just seems very, I don't know. The whole thing definitely was off-putting. I mean, to say the least. And I don't know. They're still there. And listen, you said it, they were way down, but they still have 500 people in there, which is,
that's a lot more than most Funko streams. So.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane to and maybe some people maybe it's a train wreck thing. You know what I mean? You can't turn away, and they, that's maybe 400 people in there.
I think the majority of people. Oh, what's up, Jim? Great to see you, man. He
Jim
says, "Oh, I like this." He says, "I just think people should stay away from them. It's one pop." I know, right? There are other things you can buy, and that's so true. Like, some people were commenting on my video. I actually, shout out to Skittle Rampage. I thought Dante did a great job on his video as well. I saw a lot of great comments in his comment section. A lot of people saying how bad they really want this pop. I get it. I completely get it. And that's why I used my Star Wars example of a character that I would love to see as a pop that probably won't become a pop. But if they did, like, I would just walk away. Like, you can live without it. But unfortunately, I think, like, Avent is drawing in big numbers because people want this pop, number one. But I think a majority of the people in there are actually the ones waiting to get one for free through one of these giveaways that they're probably not going to get. Yeah. Or they're trying to get one from the buy it now with these drops that are just apparently like and I mean, it's not apparently, they are disappearing lightning quick. So that's another thing. Like, do people have bots on Whatnot? Probably. It is what it is. But, and then you have a portion of that audience in their room that, they must have deep pockets, or they're just bidding because they want it and they don't care how they're going to get it, and they don't care about the company's reputation. Like, I thought people were going to stop bidding by now. I really did. I didn't expect to see anybody in their auction bidding with just the reaction and everything. I just still can't believe Avent's response. I can't believe how blunt and ungrateful the CEO is, all the way down to all of their employees, like, just blatantly laughing at collectors and just sitting there knowing that they're going to get all this money off of a 1,200 piece pop. But that's why Funko has to step in, because, like you were saying, Vince, earlier, like, what does this look like for other drops?
Right.
If Avent gets away with this now, and they get away with it with the Grievous in a week and a half, like, it is going to get worse. Like, what happens when Funko rolls out like a 500 piece pop of a character that people really want? Or what happens when they roll out just a ridiculously cool pop, regardless of the piece count, that people want? Like, people are going to be forced to go over there and play in their games. And the CEO specifically said, we're doing it this way with our games to make it fair. It's not making it fair. It's not taking it out of the pockets of the resellers. You are literally taking all the money from the secondary market and you are putting it in your own, which is completely against the purpose of getting an exclusive. And that's why I have so many issues with this.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious because, well, we probably won't get it right. I was going to say I would be curious to see what Funko's response would be, but we're probably not getting a response. I don't think we're going to see anything released by Funko. I don't think they're going to respond to this probably at all. I'll just be curious to see how how are they going to handle the Grievous? I mean, the Grievous 9,500 piece, is that going to retail at 20 or is that at 15?
It should be at 20. I think what's going to happen with the Grievous is I think they're going to do the same thing, because you guys have been listening to them and they're also...
You think they will do it that way?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because of this. They're so confident, and they probably will, unfortunately. They will probably get way more than 200 people because somebody in the chat helped me out. I don't know when we just started the new rewards program, season 5 for Whatnot. It just started 2 days ago. I don't know when it ends. Probably ends November, December.
It probably is December.
Probably December, right? They said that everybody after the 200 mark who gets into that diamond tier is going to get an event exclusive. I think everyone who gets in after that
the Grievous
is going to be getting a Grievous. So they actually cannot sell a majority of these Grievuses. They need to hold them back, and they're going to use the hype. There is not that many. It's just a fact. There's not that many limited piece Star Wars pops. I mean, look at all the chaos that went on with Starkiller. And I will argue this all day, no matter what people think. General Grievous is a much bigger name, more widely known, especially in the Funko community, compared to Starkiller. So if you think people were excited for Starkiller, people are going to be really hyped and are very hyped for a limited piece Grievous, even though it is by far not the best Grievous. I still think
that's my problem. Like, I think it is the best Grievous, unfortunately. Like, if I had a chance, I'd take that one over the other 3 that we got.
Fair enough.
3 more.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that would be the one that I would replace the other ones in my collection with. And unfortunately, I 100% will not support them. That sucks. That sucks because I don't know. 9,500 pieces is not like crazy limited. Walmart dropped their 9,500 piece. Was it the Demogorgon? Got it on the screen.
Yeah, I think does it drop? Did it drop today?
It dropped today. And I'm curious. Did it sell out? I don't know. I wasn't going after the Demogorgon. I was praying that Avent was not getting the Grievous because out of principle. Really, it's out of principle. And usually I don't play the principle game, but I'm going to play the principle game on this one because I feel like it really, they know what they're doing. And again, I guess I'm trying to be reasonable in the fact that I can allow certain things to get to a certain spot. There's lines that should not be crossed. I feel like they crossed multiple lines with this one. Yeah. That it's hard to
justify what they're doing anyway. And I agree, Lauren. I think the best Grievous is the Hot Topic one with the 4 lightsabers. But
that gold Demogorgon sold out.
Sold out. Yeah, I know that. I know. Crazy.
I mean, that tells you something.
But that's the health. Wow. Like, we are seeing, I hope people realize this. We are seeing a huge turnaround in not just the Funko market, but the collectible market. A lot of people it's not happening just in Funko. It's happening with cards again. It's happening in other corners of the collecting community. People, I don't know if people have more money to spend or something right now, but stuff is selling out left and right. I mean, a year ago, I don't think a 9,500 piece gold Demogorgon that we've technically already gotten, but now they're calling it gold metallic. I don't think it would have sold out.
It's a special gold.
It's a special gold. Yeah, it's a special gold. But it is a bummer. Like, I would gladly buy the Grievous. I really would. If it was any other companies, maybe not any other company, but most other companies exclusive, I would buy it hands down. And I hope Funko realizes this. So the only thing we can do here is we can vote with our wallets. Going into, I've seen a lot of people say they're getting banned, they're getting kicked out of Avenge stream. You're going to. If you go in there and you call them scammer, you say anything negative about you, they're going to kick you out. They're going to ban you. That's it. That will not hurt them. That will not hurt Funko. What will hurt them, and in turn will technically hurt Funko, is to not support them. Like, block, choose the companies that you want to support through their exclusives, no matter what the character is. If it's not a company that you think is serving the community in a good light, do not support them. We have to vote for our wallets, and we have to boycott Avent. Like, Joanna and I have been saying this for years, and now, like, finally, I feel like people are starting to see how awful this company is. This is the company that purchased the Willy Wonka 10-piece golden 2-pack and said they were going to put it in a mystery box at San Diego Comic-Con, and everybody was going to have a chance at this beautiful, golden Willy Wonka 2-pack. Whatever happened with that? It didn't happen. They sold the pop. for 250 or 300,000 or whatever, and they cashed out and they walked away because they knew, they were like, all right, this is not gonna make us money, this is not a safe transaction, this is gonna cause whatever their reason was. They didn't do it. They consistently lie to the community, and we have to show Funko, like, we as a community are not supporting this company. They don't do right by their customers, they don't do right by the collectors, and we're done. That's it.
Well, you know what, John, you know what really does have me worried now, and like you said, when they get the diamond tier people and they're still going to get an event exclusive, what I'm very fearful for is they will so slow roll, because they'll see the money that they can make by just really slow rolling it. Now that pop starts to get out a little bit. Like, let's say they only do 500. Okay, for the first 3 months, they only sell 500. 500 go out in the secondary market. People are now paying $200, $300 because it's a limited Star Wars pop that there will be next to none on eBay if they slow roll it the way that they do. And they know this. Yep. And now in their streams, they see that, hey, they're selling it for $200, $300. Can we sell it for 150? We're going to put up 100 or 500 or 1,000. It could get really disgusting. Like,
I think there's another layer to that. I think they will. I
think there's multiple layers that they could get.
I think they will actually be the ones on eBay as soon as they see it hit eBay. I think they'll buy it back and they'll just cycle it back into. I think they will do everything in their power to keep the value of this pop on the secondary market high. Like once Goku hits the secondary market, like a couple Gokus have technically sold this week. I mean, what do we think Goku, like if somebody got Goku this week and is like, you know what, I'm going to sell it, there's none on the market, what are they going to put it up for? $2,500, $3,000? I mean, if you have the only one for sale, you're going to put like a crazy price. Avent, their pockets are so deep with all the money that they've stolen from all their customers over the years, they wouldn't flinch. They would just go buy it and be like, yep, $3,000, we'll just buy it. And that person will ship it back to an address that they won't recognize, which will technically be an employee or somebody who works for Avent. Then they will take that pop and they will slide it right back into their little scheme. And because that pop will generate so much more than it's sitting on the secondary market. And if you corner your own market, we've seen companies do this. I mean, you talked about it a little bit with the Vegeta. You talked about it a little bit with Plastic Empire, with the Marty McFly Plutonium. If you corner the market with your own exclusive, well, where are people going to come back to? They're going to come back to you because that's the only way they can get the pop. And I think they're going to be doing that.
Yeah, it's definitely concerning because really, you know what, John, man, look at how, I had such like a clean mind that I thought that they were going to, I'm thinking, hey, they're going to have a hard time selling 9,500. I think they don't care if they sell the 9,500. Now that we're talking, like, I was thinking it was going to be one way, like, oh, now they're going to have a hard time selling. They could have been, but really, in reality, if they slow roll it and not sell those all right away, especially the way that, like, they don't have, I don't know if the morality is the right term for this, but they don't have the ethics involved as far as, doing right by the community. They don't care, right? And which is their prerogative. That you can run a business however you want. Now, if people are still going to support that business at some point, it's showing if people are still bidding on it, like they're not doing enough to keep everybody away, which is insane to me, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'm worried now that you're saying this, I am actually worried. And, I'm going to really be paying attention what they do with that, because I could see that getting even worse. Honestly, even worse.
I'm gonna unfortunately, once again, I'm gonna take it a step further, and I'm gonna make this even scarier for us. And this is why we have to boycott. We have to, because there are other companies on Whatnot right now that are probably up and coming, or there are already established companies that would love to have an exclusive with Funko. If this is the precedent, because we're still very early in this new wave of limited pops from Funko. They are only started doing this April technically with WonderCon. So we're only 4 months into this. Who's to say that, like, Vince, you and I start out, we start a company together or something. We say, hey,
I'm in.
Pop Force 1 is going to start selling on Whatnot. We're not for real. This is all hypothetical. Please don't come at me. All right. We're all going to start selling on Whatnot. We build up a customer base. We get enough sales generated, and we go to Funko and we say, hey, we're doing 5 million a year in sales. We can move this amount of product. We have a name that people can trust. We have a name that people recognize. We would like our own exclusive. And Funko goes, you guys are great. Yeah, your numbers speak for themselves. You guys have a great customer base. We're fine with you selling it on Whatnot. Here you go. We're going to give you a 1,500 piece, I don't know, Batman in the tumbler, something that we've always wanted for a while. Really cool pop, right? And then we sit behind closed doors and we go, hey, this pop, we can make buckets upon buckets upon buckets. And we just go, you know what? We're going to do what Avent did. And we're just going to put it behind a paywall. We're going to make people have to climb up the ladder of our tier system. And that is why Funko has to nip this in the bud right now, because if they allow this to continue, we are going to see a lot of other companies do this. And it's not just going to be on Whatnot. You're going to see companies do this on eBay Live. You're going to see people do this on TikTok Shop. You're going to see people do this on Macari's live auction platform whenever they get that started. Like, this could be the start of a really ugly path for partners of Funko who have an exclusive. If they realize that, no, because what's the math? $40 retail times 1,200. It's not that
No,
much.
it's not a lot. That's what I'm saying. They like that
48,000. It's
right.
$48,000. That's nothing. That's literally nothing.
Probably already made that.
I bet you they've made $500,000, if not $1 million, this week already off the Goku drama. So yeah, it's just, we are headed down a nasty path. And unfortunately, this only hurts Funko, because I've seen a lot of people say, you know what, I'm done with Whatnot. And it also hurts Whatnot too. And I've also seen some people say, I don't know, I think I'm going to take a break from collecting. And can you blame them? Because they don't want to deal with companies like this. So Funko needs to realize this, like, hey, you struck gold with the limited pieces here, but you need to rein this in and figure this out, because this is not good for business.
No, it's not. And, I think that over the years, there's been drops that have gone, sideways and that kind of thing. But this felt different this time. Like, they've not, other than do I want to say it this way? Other than the drops that have been on Funko site for the limited piece, like, I feel like there's been issues with all of them so far. You know what I'm saying? Like,
except for like the first two that no one knew about. Like, yeah, I feel like nobody had issue with like strawberry shortcake and that first one that dropped, because people were like, "What's going on?"
And again, listen, if they're going to put a 1,200 piece pop out or a 750 piece pop, like, most people are not going to have a chance at it. Like, back in the day, they didn't even have limited pieces and stuff went that fast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like 2,000 sold out in like. I'm okay with that. Like, if I feel like there's a halfway fair chance, because really, what's fair anymore? There is nothing fair in this world anymore. Unfortunately, wherever there's a dollar to be made, somebody's going to be taken advantage of. And, you're never going to have a completely fair, playing ground with some of this stuff. And only a small percentage of a small percentage is going to be able to capitalize and actually get stuff for retail. I guess with wanting the limited piece pops, we're going to get that. And again, I think I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is people just blatantly trying to take advantage of their customers and, doing it in a way that, I don't like that you have to get to a certain tier to do that. I don't like that they are auctioning off a chance at it, and then you only, if you get one of those, you only have a chance at getting, like, I don't like that kind of thing. And
it's deceiving too. And also, like, I think it's just so deep and so layered. Like, I would love to see the contract that any company signs with Funko to get their exclusive, because
I just think that they care. Do you think Funko cares?
Yes, they have to care. They are a publicly traded company.
I think they should care, but
I think they have to care, because who's to say that, like, if Walmart gets an exclusive, hypothetically, which they are, right? But let's say they take that exclusive and let's say they say, hey, we're going to sell it like a really wacky way, like right around the holidays or something. We're going to say, everybody who makes a Walmart has
to get a hard sack.
Yeah, right. No, but like Walmart has a foundation, right? It's like the Walmart Foundation, right? They have some sort of charity foundation,
I'm
right?
sure that they do.
So what if Walmart says, like, if Funko has no guidelines how you can sell an exclusive, what if Walmart was to say, like, hey, if you are a $500 donor for our kids charity foundation right around the holidays, $500 and up, you get this pop, and that's the only way you get it. Like, there's no way Funko is okay with that. There's no way, like, because Funko's like one of their slogans is like, there's something for everybody, right? Like they want to get their product in the hands of the most people possible. It's not for the elite or, these aren't hot toys. These aren't like these extremely rare collectible figures. Like,
I don't know if they do care though. I don't know if Funko, I don't think Funko cares. I have a feeling they say, hey, listen, can you spend this amount in the year?
I think they do care though, because
you get rid of them however the heck you want. I don't think they care.
I think they have to care, because if they hadn't cared, no, but hear me out on this. If they didn't care, they've had companies like basic companies, Hot Topic, Walmart, Target, Walgreens, Kohl's. All these stores have had exclusives for years, and they've just taken them and they've sold them at retail. They haven't done anything wacky or funky. Now, obviously, now we're in the age of live auctions, so things are different. But my point is, if Funko didn't care, I think we would have already seen problems in the 15 years that Pops have been around and seeing how exclusives are sold. You get what I mean?
The only thing with that though, John, I think like real businesses know how to, they know how to alienate customers, and then they know what they need to do not to alienate customers.
True.
I think that they don't want to alienate customers, and that's why Hot Topic treats their business like a business, and Walmart treats business like business, because they're not looking to, like, they're buying it, they're getting exclusive because they've sold X amount. They're still, I bet you any money, I don't think Funko's charging them more. Like if they pay $3 a pop, they're probably paying $3 a pop. Even if they're paying $5 a pop, they look at it as publicity again, or they get people in their stores to come buy their exclusive. They're only looking for that kind of thing. I don't think that they're looking to try to do anything wacky. So I think the problem is when you start to let, again, I'm going to call it small business, because it is small business, regardless if they got a 1 million square foot facility or not. They're probably still classified as a small business. And when you start letting small businesses get exclusives like Toy Temple, like Chalice, like Avent, and again, I'm not trying to lump those other companies in with this, because I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that, maybe it wasn't like perfect drops how people would want it to go, but I don't think they should be lumped in. But I'm only lumping them in the sense of what is going to be the next person or the company that's going to get something. How are we going to, how does this get prevented from happening again, where you start to alienate customer? Now, forget alienating customers to Avent or somewhere else. You're alienating customers to your big company, your Funko. Like,
that's my point, and that's why I think Funko actually has to care. And believe me, I
agree.
The key thing here is I don't think Funko would care if they were still an independent, not publicly traded company with shareholders to please, but they are a publicly traded company, so their name matters. And if they are doing something with any partner that's going to cause a shareholder, like, I'm sure there's people who own shares in Funko who are on Whatnot pretty regularly, and if they see like, hey, whoa, what's going on? Like, this pop has given Funko, because at the end of the day, like, Avent will still exist. If Avent gets banned from Whatnot, they will pop up somewhere else. If Avent burns their bridges with Funko and they can't sell Funko Pops anymore, they will be fine. They scam so many other different communities. Like, I'm sure like they scam people off toasters and vacuum cleaners. Like, they will literally flip anything from Amazon pallets they probably stole. It's just, that's just their business model. And there's always going to be people in the world who do that. My point is, Funko has to be concerned about their reputation, and they wouldn't have such a tough screening process for how to get an exclusive, because we've heard directly from companies, like, how many years it took, what, $7 a pop, 14 years to get an exclusive?
I feel like they've loosened that though. I don't know what it is.
No, they must have loosened it. They must have loosened it, because there's no way that this company was able to get in the door without their guidelines being loosened, because there have been so many good companies that got turned away for years, and $7 a pop was one of them. They didn't even get their own exclusive until New York Comic Con a year ago in 2024. Like, how is that? Like, $7 a pop is one of the best companies out there. They couldn't even get exclusive. And now Avent is here and they've got 2 in the same month. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know if there was an oversight during this CEO changeover period or something.
This had
Because
to be in the works though for a long time. I would put this on the
I don't
last
know
page.
though. But you don't know. They don't. The
No, you
sticker's not
don't.
even on the pop. The sticker is not even on the pop.
Yeah, no, you're right. And we don't know. Like, they could have listened. They could have been supposed to, but yeah, why would Funko want to give? I don't get that. What is the point of giving any of these companies now that they're selling directly? I don't really understand what the point. What is like the allure for them? Are they getting? Are people still? Is Avent buying it? You know, they must be. Like, they're doing enough, and I see what they're giving for the mystery items or whatever we want to call it. They must be some. Maybe they said whoever buys 1 million Eternal Pops gets a whatchamacall this year.
An exclusive.
You get an exclusive. Buy 1 million Eternal and get an exclusive.
You might be onto something, and Joanna's texted me as well, and everybody I see is talking about in the chat. Money talks. So maybe an Avent has deep pockets because they filled those pockets with everybody's money in the community that they've taken. I think they may have gone to Funko and they said, hey, we're down for like the next year of exclusives. And we're going to upfront this amount of money. We're also going to take all your Eternals pops off your hands. We're going to take all the art series. We're going to take all the Miss Marvel and the Black Panther and whatever else is sitting on your site not selling, because we can. I mean, they're not going to tell Funko this, but they can say to their own people, like, hey, we can take all these cheap pops and we can put them in our surprise sets and our games. We can wheel and deal them, and we could take pops that we're paying pennies on the dollar and we can get them out the door for hundreds of dollars because people are going to be bidding for a chance to get this exclusive. So maybe they already signed an agreement with Funko, and Funko was like, you know what? We're 41 mil in the hole from Q2. Avent's going to give us, 5 mil right now for a year's worth of exclusives. I think we're going to take the money. That's the only scenario where I could see Funko clearly overlook the standards and the reputation of such a horrible company and then just agree to do business with them. But this is going to affect Funko. Like, they can pretend it's not, and they could say it's only, it's only a 1,200 piece pop. It's not that much money. It's going to affect, it's already affected Funko. They've lost customers this week.
So did they drop is this really what it's dropped to now? 50,000? And this says this on their website? Because it used to be, not a million?
Or no, actually it used to be a mil. Yeah, it used to be a mil.
It was a million. No, that's what I always heard.
Yeah, it was
50,000 doesn't seem like that much. Wow. Like, okay, so we can almost get, hey, let's figure something out. Let's get an exclusive.
So Ace brings up it's because the pop is shrink wrap. Chalice had the same issue with the fryer, and I understand that. But here's the thing: $7 a pop's exclusive, and I know this is predating the limited piece pops, but they actually had their own sticker on the pop prior to the release. So I'm wondering if these pops, because these pops are either being made and then they're determining who they're going to go to as exclusives, because the sticker does matter, as we all know. And if the pop was originally intended to be a Chalice exclusive, especially Chalice, they've gotten tons of exclusives. If it was meant to be an Avent exclusive, that sticker would have been on the pop before it was shrink wrapped. We've seen that happen before. Now, the $7 a pop exclusive was not shrink wrapped, but there's been plenty of other pops that were exclusive that had that sticker on there prior to being shrink wrapped. So that's something that they can definitely do.
Yeah, they must, probably what they do is they have their, maybe they had their limited pieces or limited pops for the year, and yeah, they just start doling these out. It's just, that's interesting, and yeah, if it's only 50 grand, like
50 grand is nothing.
No, it's nothing. And you know what, honestly, what sucks is I like that the smaller retailers, because really, especially small retailers in today's Funko world, like, I think that's the only way that they can survive is getting I think it, like, on one hand, I think it's good because I think that's the only way really to reward any of these small retailers, to get an exclusive like that. I think that's awesome. Now, on the other side is you're opening yourself up to this kind of thing. They must, I think going forward, I'm hoping, and I don't think that I don't think there was any oversight on how any of these retailers distribute their pops. I don't think that they have like a MSRP that they have to stick to. Like I know Entertainment Earth and some of these other places have certain pops that they have to stick to an MSRP, and you're not allowed to sell it for less. And I don't think maybe you're allowed to sell it for more. I don't know, but I know you can't sell it for less. So like maybe it just doesn't. Maybe it just maybe they just don't care at all. Maybe this is going to change. Maybe it's not. I mean, I guess we're going to find out, and we're going to find out soon with the next event one. I mean, we got another drop tomorrow. Tomorrow's drop is on the Funko shop, correct?
Yeah, tomorrow's the Spider Cat with no points, so that's gonna be quick. That's gonna go in like
So I'm gonna bring up a picture of that.
Well, while you do that, I want to recognize it's already gone in the chat, but XFacts says that this company, oh no, they commented. It was the comment on my video today. They said this company stole all my inventory. FYI, I consigned with them. They broke contract and they stole approximately $4 million in retail value without paying me. And I have heard, and we've gotten a bunch of these,
does not sound good.
We've gotten a bunch of these comments over the last 24 to 48 hours. So please, in addition to not supporting this company by giving them money, please do not give them your inventory. Do not give them your pops, because they will either not pay you or they will pay you dirt, and you deserve at least you deserve something for your hard-earned collection. I've heard they only pay 5 to 10%, which is pitiful. This thing is so cool. I know I won't get it, but I'm gonna try.
5,000 piece. That I don't think that's like a 2-minute sellout.
No, it's going to be a 30-second sellout.
You think so? You think it's going to go that quick?
Yes. In the market that we are in right now, with all the hype going on with limited pieces, it's flocked, it's a cat, and it's in a Spider-Man outfit. What more do we need?
Yeah, you're right. Those three things.
What more evidence do you need? Like, do you need it to come with a sandwich? Like, it is going to sell out in 30 seconds tops. Like, and no points. If it was points, I'd be like, yeah, I'll probably take 2 minutes to sell out. This is a 30-second sellout max, depending on people's internet connection.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you're probably right on this one. I think this is a pretty great pop. 5,000 piece. So it's going to drop tomorrow, 12 p.m. on the East Coast, 9 a.m. on the West Coast, I believe here. And yeah, without that slight little, if there were the points, maybe not as quick. They're allowing 2 people or 2 per person in this one. So yeah,
John, yeah, 15
per person as well.
I thought it was 1 per person. It's 2 per person?
No, 2 per person. So that's
15 seconds, because then you get 1 to keep, 1 to flip. There you go.
Yeah, that's going to be
one. This is the quote that I love. I've heard it from a bunch of people. 1 to rock and 1 to stock.
It was not that way for a minute here, but yeah, I think now we're probably talking
15 seconds. That's what I'm saying.
I thought for sure I was getting this one. I thought for sure it was going to happen. Now I feel a lot less confident that it's going to happen, because 2 pieces per person. Only 5,000 pieces.
No points.
And no points.
Flocked.
It's going to be a tough one. Now, how much is that going to be, you think, on the secondary market? Where does the Spider Cat, because there will be, because people are going to be able to stock and rock this time, okay, I'll make a comment after I say it. Where do we think it's going to be on the secondary market? Is this a $50 pop?
No, I think out of the gate, you're looking at 100, 120, and then give it a couple months, probably be 50 or 60 bucks.
Now, I'm going to pose the question, because there wasn't a ton of releases this week, so we don't have like a ton of stuff to review. So here's the question I'm going to pose, because I think this is actually, because honestly, I'd like to see what the chat has to say about this as well. If it is what we're talking, okay, $120, $100 right out the gate. 150, even if it's 65. How many of you guys are for sure getting 2? And listen, this is not what do I always say? Honestly, right? Honestly,
full disclosure.
Full disclosure, and honestly, I want everybody to be very honest right now. If you are able to get this, you buy 2 of them. Who is not selling the second one? Who is not going to sell that second one for the $100.
Oh, we're not. If we get 2, Joanna just said we should use one as a giveaway, and I love that. So if we get 2, definitely giving one away.
Which I think that you will do. I see, and I think I would do the same.
I don't think we'll get 2.
But let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, Jeff. I think that me and you, because I am not saying in the spotlight because that sounds so pretentious, but I think people would pay attention. And I like, there's a part of me that I never, and I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm being honest again. I'll be honest with you. I've always gone out of my way not to sell anything that I've got second, like right away. I will almost always hold mine for at least a while. I've bought 2 of many of things in the past. Many of things have I bought in the past. I have never, because I feel dirty getting rid of it right away. Should I? I don't know. That's the question I'm asking the chat right now. Because like if I'm Joe Schmo, and again, I am Joe Schmo. I'm not trying to say I'm not, but like I feel like I would be judged more as, I feel like I would be judged more. Is that wrong of me to feel that way? I don't know, but who would sell that second one? I mean,
here. Let me throw this out. I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna throw some devil's advocate out there because I bet you there are some people in here who are thinking like, hey, if I get 2, I can sell the second one and pay for the first one.
John, I personally do not.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
doing that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it because here's the thing. Most people in here, you guys are all collectors like me and Vince, right? If you're able to, what's the cat tomorrow? It's $20, right?
5,000 pieces. It's
or
is
30.
It 20? It's 20 or 25.
It's 20 or 30. It's extremely reasonable.
25.
25. Okay, 25 is nothing. People got $25 right now. People got $50 right now. Heck, if it's $50, somebody's gonna, you throw another pop in your cart, boom, you're at 65 with the free ship. If you sell that second one, you're gonna use that money to cover the first one that's going in your collection, number one. And if you have any money left over, because this thing is going to be hot on the secondary market, you sell it and you make some extra cash and you buy another pop, you're just putting more money back into the community, which actually helps the Funko marketplace. So if you look at it from that perspective, you're fine. Now, the thing that I think we all have issue with is if you say, oh, I got 2 spider cats, first one's for me, second one's $500. Well, then, now we're drifting into you're being greedy. That's where I feel like
put it up on Whatnot tomorrow and start it at 300.
Only if your name is Avent. Right? I don't think. I mean, you could, but I don't think you're gonna get that. So.
No, I don't think so either, and nor should I. I mean, that's where I'm saying like there's that.
Oh, thank you, Squirrel Girl. She said, Squirrel Girl, it's so great to see you. Thank you so much for the support on both of our channels. She said $24.99.
Okay, so 25. Yeah, 25. So kind of like the Drum Man.
It's gonna be gone so fast. $25.
It's unfortunately going to be gone fast. And I think like what you said, and again, I don't have a problem with people doing that because you might have wanted one of the anime drops, right? And you didn't get the anime drop that you wanted. You might not care about a cat. You might not care about Spider-Man. Might not care about the flock, but you're going to go pick up 2 tomorrow and you're going to flip both of those. But again, if you flip both of them now, maybe you have half that you could put down on a Star Killer. I was
just about to say that. I was like, man, I wish I could go in, get 2 of these spider cats if I didn't care about them, flip them for half of what Star Killer is. I would. Oh my God. I would love to do that with an anime character. I don't care.
Well, that's why I'm saying
Star Killer so bad.
That's why I've always said this. I've never had problems with flippers. I don't have a problem with. A company that's trying to flip a product that they've got themselves. Okay, that's maybe where we're drawing the line a little bit. But personally, I don't have a problem with flippers because you can't, just because I'm a collector, you can't say you're not a flipper. I think that that's okay. And anybody that answered the question by saying yes, I would definitely sell that second one. Honestly, I have no issue with whatsoever because I totally understand it. And I think that, it helps fund, because for every drop that you missed out on, like the one time that you actually hit on something, you should be able to make a couple bucks that you can go buy something else. I think that we've all done that. We've all done that at some point. I have 100% flipped something at some point. I've also, I remember when Carnage, the Blacklight Carnage first came out.
Oh yeah.
I got 2 that I remember getting 2. I gave my second one away, even though they were selling for $300 at the time. And it's not because I was trying to just be a saint or anything like that, but I could help somebody else out in the community. If you're able to do that and you know somebody that really wants this and you can help them, that's fantastic. If you have to sell it to fund something else, I think that that's okay. I love that they are doing the weekly thing. I love that the next 3 out of 4, and really 4 out of 4 are great, but 3 out of 4 are 3 that I'm definitely going to need to try to go after. I love that they're doing this. I think that it does add to the excitement. It gives us an opportunity as collectors to maybe flip something to try to get maybe some of these other limited pieces that we have in here. But it's that moral dilemma a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Where, I'm just curious to see where everybody falls on which side of that, because I know that there's some people that are just 100% against it. Like, again, I typically don't. Like, if I get a second, I typically will hold it for the first month or two, just because I've always felt kind of weird not doing that. But I think all the more power to you guys. If we're able to get this tomorrow, I will definitely grab 2. If we're able to, I'll definitely keep one of the cats for myself. The second one, I will either give away or I'll try to help somebody else. If you guys hear that I got it and somebody really needs it, reach out.
Yeah. Ryan brings up a great point. Either way, buy 2, sell 1 or not, at least it will be getting into collectors' hands, unlike a recent LE 1200 drop. Now, here's the thing, Ryan. Funko's putting this out. All 5,000 pieces, hypothetically, could wind up in the hands of people who are just going to resell it. Like, companies cannot control who gets it. And at the same time, like, it is not their right. And that's where I have a problem with Avent's apology and how they were saying, like, oh, we're trying to prevent these from getting in the hands of resellers. Because here's the thing, you could put out something and let's say all collectors, all people who love collecting whatever the item is, happen to get it. I bet you a bunch of those collectors, if they see that item is going for a lot on the aftermarket, they're going to be like, well, I mean, I love this flock spider cat, but I could also use $300 for, a new car, or like everybody has a price for something that, they have, so people can be turned into not necessarily flippers, but like resellers per se. So, but here's the thing. It's not the company's job. It's not any company's job to try to control the secondary market. So that's why if you have a good product or you have any product, you put it out. If it sells out, who cares who it sells to? It's sold out. Congratulations. You sold out one of your products.
Alex, I know who my second cat's going to now. I just figured it out. Somehow I figured it out.
That was very nice.
Nobody send anything else, because then I'm going to start to feel like Event. I can't promise anybody any help on anything. So please don't send it. And honestly, my luck is awful. Much like John's. We strike out pretty much on all of this stuff. I don't remember the last time that I've won before, but it feels like it's been a long time with any of these drops.
And you know what? It's okay though, because eventually we will win another one. We'll get a drop that we really wanted, and it will feel that much sweeter. And I think, honestly, I'm happy at where Funko is, because if their drops are selling out, in my opinion, that's just going to mean that they're going to keep doing more. And if they're making money and they're making revenue, it just gives me hope that they're going to make some stuff that I want. And let's say they even come out with more Star Wars stuff that I don't get. It's still out there. Maybe we'll come across it one day. But Joanna and I did make a decision, though. We will not be purchasing anybody's collection that has an Event exclusive in it. So our boycott for them will go further than...
It will run deep.
It will run deep. Just like we don't buy Thrilljoy, we will not be buying Avent exclusive pops. So just, keep that in mind. Like, if you try to sell us your collection a year from now and it's got an Event pop in it, we'll buy everything else, but we will not buy that Event pop. No, Velvet, I meant to say like down payment on a new car, not a whole new car.
Like 1 month.
1 month of a lease,
a half of a
down
month.
Payment or something. Yeah.
Cars are expensive now.
We're trying to figure out. We have to get Joanna a new car. Her car's still in the shop from the car accident, so it's just a mess. It's
See,
terrible.
now you bummed John out. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, I spent I spent way too long on the phone with USAA trying to figure this out.
Yeah, insurance. Yeah, no. Let's not go down that road, because it will be a very sad way to close out the night. Much like you, I'm kind of like, honestly, the way that popularity wise and all this stuff, hype and all that stuff, is definitely down lower. what they've been doing, and we've said this for a long time. I wish they would have started this sooner, because I think they could have rolled with some of the stuff that, I think there was just too long of whatever, and it doesn't matter because now we're where we're at. Like I said, all 4 of these drops this month I think are really good drops. The the Godzilla is the only one that I'm not going to be trying to go after. The other 3 I am. Spider Cat was probably my least favorite out of the month, but I do love Spider Cat. I have not kept a ton of my Spider-Man pops, but I do have the Spider Ham, and I think Spider Cat would go very well with Spider. Like, I'd keep only like the very unique Spider-Man pop. So I'm really hoping that we get this one tomorrow. I hope you get it tomorrow, John. I hope anybody in the chat gets it that's looking to get it, and anybody that's looking to flip it. You know what? I even hope you get it.
I hope you get it to flip. I hope you have a really nice flip.
Flip it. You know what? Enjoy the flip. I hope that everybody is able to make a couple bucks, and if you could put down a down payment on like a ham sandwich or something like that, I hope that you're able to do that with the flip of the Spider Cat.
Yeah. And you know what? And I won't be that upset. I mean, I'll be bummed, but I think a lot of people, like, I'm still seeing a lot of like harsh reactions, like, oh, I didn't get something, I'm quitting collecting, this is BS. Like, just be prepared that you probably won't get it, but that's a good thing. That just means interest for Funko is back up, whether the people are buying it for their collection or they're buying it to resell. If they're buying it to resell and they're able to resell it, that means there's a lot more people in the secondary market who are willing to buy it at a higher price, which just proves that there's even more interest in Funko right now. So I just hope Funko is consistent with these drops, and they don't just, like, January rolls around and they're just like, oh, we don't have any limited pieces this month. Like, no,
I agree with you. I think we should be getting at least 3 a month.
You found a way to make money, and I actually think that maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I kind of think they should back off of NFTs a little bit, because I like just seeing the drops where the pops are ready to ship and you get them. I love the NFTs, but we just got the shipping notification for the Funkoween Series 2, and I'm so excited for those. But I legit, like, forgot that I even got those. Like, I really think that either maybe do NFTs in a way where they're ready or more readily available to ship. I just think that
I think that's going to be hard.
Yeah, I just think the hype for Funko is back because the product is made and it doesn't have all these like other paywalls and like other like steps that you have to go through.
You know what though, Jeff? I think that the like as we've gone on, I think that people that are able to be patient with that kind of stuff are the people that are still doing the NFTs. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think most collectors now, you don't hear as much complaining and that kind of thing even though there's delays and there's damage and there's extra delays and extra. I feel like it's, most of the people that are participating in NFTs at this point are just kind of used to it. And we've kind of understand that that's part of it. I think they have slowed down. I mean, you're saying they should slow down. I think they've slowed down.
They should either slow down the drops or figure out a way to like have the pops to be shippable within like 90 days, because outside of 90 days, I mean, you throw in a couple delays and you're looking at a year.
The problem is though, you have 90 days before they even get to the point where you find out how many they need. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to always be
I know it's complicated.
Yeah, let's say after the 90 days, should we be able to ship them after like 90 days from that point? Sometimes they have been getting better. I mean, they have been hitting that 6 month. Have they not? They were getting like within 6 months.
Well, outside of a few, yeah, they've been. But I'm just saying, I think it's still too long. People are impatient, and I find myself, and I love the NFTs. I think they're great. I love collecting them. It's just, I legit, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting a little after like 6 to 8 months. I'm like, okay, like, where is this stuff?
Listen. I don't think that's like an unpopular opinion. I think, listen, most people are not like weirdos like me that just. It's not even weirdos. I just forget. You know what I mean? Like, I forget, and then when I get the notification, it's like a happy surprise. I'm like, oh, I forgot I did this. So like I can be almost ultra patient, which I get that most people can't do that. But again, I think that most people that are still participating in the NFT stuff, And I think there's a good amount of people that are
But I
doing
think
it
a lot of people also stopped participating in the
because of
NFTs
it. I think
because
you're
of the
100%
length
right.
between the time of when you bought the packs and then when you get the pops in hand. I think the hype for Funko and limited pieces is back because it's like, okay, I got this and it'll be here next week and I get to have it in my collection and display it and everything.
John,
It's very true, Ryan. It's
one
very
thing,
true.
listen, one thing I will agree with you. Like, I think, now tell me if this is a weird opinion or not. I think that like a 1,200 piece common drop versus a 1,200 piece NFT drop, I think that even down the road or even just right away, the 1,200 piece common drop is way more expensive exactly because of what you just said.
Yeah.
Because it gets in people's hands fast and they're able to flip it when everything's fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That drives the initial price up way high. Where, the problem with the NFT drops right now in the limited pieces, let's say it's $200 for that NFT. By the time it comes out 6 months from now, all that hype is worn off. Now, at a
Yeah.
minimum, you want to try to sell that thing for $200 just to get your money back. Like, you're kind of lucky
Hard.
to do that with a lot.
Hard.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not that big influx of that hype. So one thing that I do think is really true, and it's actually a good point here, is I think that these common drops that are happening is way better for Funko in the sense that it's making a stronger secondary market faster. So flipper market or whatever you want to call it. I think that we're finding that is really where the sweet spot is for Funko. And I think that's why the NFT line will not drive the hype as much as these common drops. And maybe they finally understood that. And why we've been saying this again on PFO for years. We've been doing this for whatever, 5 years now. We've been saying the limited piece drops on the Funko shop for exactly this reason. It builds that hype right out the gate where you can't reproduce that with the NFTs because of exactly what you're saying. 6 months, 8 months, 9 months down the road, we're getting a pop that we paid $200 for 8 months ago. It's hard to drive that artificial hype up that felt like it released, 6 or 8 months ago. So it's actually a really good point. I think that these common release, I'm saying common release, but I'm saying these limited release on the Funko shop that everybody can participate in because of the hype behind it and because of all that other stuff. I think these are just going to be what kind of drives the Funko market. And they do need to kind of stay consistent, but not get crazy. Don't do 2 a week. Don't do 3 a week. I think at most we should be getting 1 a week. And I think that, we're still talking 50, roughly 50 limited pieces next year. Like, I don't think you need to do more than that.
Yeah, Future Guy 51 had a great comment here. He said, I think that's why the NFT drops have slowed so much. I think they're trying to catch up, work on fixing errors, and deal with damages. And that's fine. Like, if that's why it's slowed down, that's fine. I just feel like Funko as a whole, I hope they understand that there is a majority of the collector base, consumer base, whatever, that doesn't even deal with NFTs, but still want limited pieces. Like, people just don't want to go through the extra steps. I literally had somebody message me yesterday saying if I could just give them a summary of my Avent video because they just didn't feel like watching it. Like I was like, wow, okay, this is a new level of laziness.
You wanted the cliff notes.
Yeah, I was like, well, the video's 10 minutes long. Like, if you don't have 10
just
minutes,
have ChatGPT watch it for you. They could give you.
I was like, I think you could put it on like 5 times speed. You could probably watch it in like 2 minutes. Do you have 2 minutes? But I was like, I'm not giving you a summary of the video. Like, no, that defeats the purpose. Like, but that just proves to you, like, if people are so lazy they won't even watch a video anymore, then they're not going to do NFTs. Like,
I believe that. And Sam, it's a good question. I think that this will help, but we're going to get our first round here hopefully soon. And again, it feels like it was forever ago because it was just after December, or maybe it was the first drop of the year. Maybe it was in February. I don't remember exactly. But Adventure Time will be the first one that has the piece counts, and I'm curious to see how that kind of affects the secondary market. I think it's going to help because I think people really, it's a lot different when you say a 600 piece pop versus a 999 piece pop in that kind of thing. So I think it's going to make a difference. Again, I think that these limited piece drops on the Funko shop they will just be more hyped. They're going to be more expensive right out the gate. You're going to see something that you're able to get at a low entry versus buying $30 or $10 packs or whatever it's going to be. I think that this will definitely help, and I think that they got to keep rolling with these and figure out how they're going to do some of these limited drops in the future, because I think that could really hurt everybody involved if they don't figure out a way to do that a little bit better.
So Blackbeard Actual, thank you so much. Alex is doing well. Alex is doing well, but Joanna and I are not doing well with Alex right now. He's given us 3 very tough nights. I don't know why. I don't know if we think
he can sense another being.
Yeah, we think he can hear the baby.
I'm telling you, they know.
But he just jumps on the bed and then he jumps off our bed. And then he did this thing 2 nights ago where he was actually trying to sit on Joanna's face while we were sleeping. It was bad. So last couple nights we have not gotten a good night's sleep. We had a similar thing to this last year in the winter when there was a mouse in the walls. But he's a scaredy cat. He gets spooked so easily, but we think he's confused because he hears a third heartbeat. And obviously the heartbeat is very fast because it's a baby. So
he might just be prepping you for the nightless sleeps sleepless nights you'll have for the next 5 to 30 years. So
yeah, no, that's
fine.
That's good. Yeah, that's what everybody keeps telling us.
Hey, listen, one more thing I want to show real quick, because I didn't listen. I know that there's some huge Back to the Future fans.
Oh yeah, we got the doc.
Yeah, we've got actually it is here. I'm going to share it here so you guys can see real quick, because this is dropping tomorrow as well, and it's going to drop at the same time as the limited piece, which I don't think that this one will sell out quite as abruptly, if at all, because this is not limited. This one is not limited, and you see how amazing I'm doing right now.
You're killing it, man. You're killing it.
You see how amazing I'm doing with sharing the screen. I'm trying to do this all while I'm talking, and I should not be able to. It's not allowing me. It's not allowing me to do this. Hold on. Look at me.
Oh, there you go.
I figured it out. Wow, amazing. But yeah, okay, that was very anticlimactic, but this is dropping tomorrow as well. So anybody that was not aware of this, because everybody might be thinking Spider-Cat and only have Spider-Cat on their brain, but this will be dropping tomorrow as well. Same time, same place as Spider-Cat. So get your Spider-Cat first. Yeah, you're going to have to get I was going to say add this to your cart, but you won't be able to add this to your cart. That's kind of smart on their part.
But this is just a regular Funko Shop drop, right? It's not
just a regular Funko Shop drop, but you can't add this to your, if you're not in right at 12 o'clock, I don't think you're getting the Spider-Cat, because I'd like to say put this in your cart, then go get Spider-Cat so you can get that free shipping.
I wouldn't even mess around with free shipping, to be honest. Like, because what you're gonna pay in shipping is gonna be cheaper.
You're gonna get free shipping anyway.
What, with the Spider-Cat?
Yeah.
Well, no, it comes out.
Oh no, you won't.
You need 65.
Oh, you still gotta.
I think you got to bite the bullet and you got to pay shipping, because shipping's like $6.95, and you will pay more on the secondary market if you miss the pop. Then
for sure.
Then you will pay that $6.95 shipping. So
for sure. Jem, was there anything else this week? Like, there wasn't a ton of, I didn't pull like a ton of slides, because honestly, I seen the K-pop stuff. They are putting it back on the Funko Shop, I believe, because they sold out. The Gold Demogorgon, Jim reported earlier. I'm glad that we got our news from Jim. He said they only put a small portion.
See Jim, man. I haven't seen Jim in a long time. I hope he's doing well. So
yeah, he said they only put a small portion of the Gold Demogorgon on. So they do what Funko does sometimes. They sell out, and then tomorrow there'll be more, and they'll sell out maybe again and again.
It's funny when people who stop collecting or even take a break, like, they still keep up with the Funko news. I love that. So still in the community, which is great.
Why not? Why not? Listen, there's people that still watch our channel that said they stopped collecting about 2 years ago, and they still watch. So they're still kind of in it. You can't tell me you're out if you're kind of in still.
No. There's no such thing as kind of in. You're in.
You're in, whether you like it or not. But yeah, I mean, that was basically that was the week for me. I mean, unless you got more to add or anything else you'd like to say about the. I mean, I feel like we covered it.
No, we covered it. I think I think our community, like we're all on the same page within like the
I
Pop
agree with
Force
you.
1 community. I just feel bad for the people that are spending money thinking that they have a legit chance. Like this, the last thing I'll say is this company, you know, it's one thing to be a company that's like just bad at business. This is a company that has the intention to steal. It's not even like it's not even like, oh, we're getting a lot of money. Like, no, they are deliberately stealing money from people, and that's just
I wouldn't go as far as say steal, because people are allowing it to happen.
no,
When you
that but
allow it to happen,
they're stealing the money
they're
when
milking.
but
Our,
they're lying. They're saying, "Oh, the Goku's going to drop in the buy it now in 5 minutes," or you know, people think they have a higher chance of the Goku than they don't by saying like, "Oh, there's 3 tickets left. There's 3 tickets left." Yeah,
manipulate.
there might be 3 tickets left, but there's still 100 spots or 150
Right.
spots. So they're lying, they're manipulating, they're playing every sort of angle they can, and then they're laughing at you as they stay. You know, they take all your money, and they're doing it sudden death. I hate sudden death. 1 minute you're bidding $50 and then boom, it goes up to 86. And if you know, you might still win it and you're like, whoa, like I only bid 50, but it got bid up. Like it's just, I hate sudden death. That's why we don't,
It's honestly
we will
every,
never sell anything sudden death. Like I cannot stand sudden death as a buyer. I will never do it as a seller. Like,
yeah, it's every way possible to try to squeeze every single penny that they can out of it. And it's a shame, you know, because there's a ton of people in the, you know, it's a shame that it's happening again, because the Planet Earlier Vegeta back in the day, there was some weird stuff that went in the background. You know, that thing was a little bit weird. Now you got this again, and it kind of sucks when you, especially when you're a completionist on a line that's like couple hundred deep, I bet, at this point, and there's only one that wasn't in your collection. Now you got to say that there's 2 not in my collection. That is where people start to, you know, you start to lose the stomach for the hobby then, because now it starts to become not fun when you really have no shot, and you don't even see the feasible way, because you can't justify spending $3,000 or $1,000 or whatever it takes to get into their diamond tier. And God
right.
forbid you get in their diamond tier and then get a Grievous as the
Or can you imagine getting in
constellation prize?
the diamond tier and you get like a damaged Goku because they're like, oh,
Oh,
that's all we had left.
anything. Like, it would be
But
horrible.
I do want to address a few things in the chat. So Jason, great to see you. It says he says, I feel like it's just giving them free advertising. The best way to hurt them is to not talk about it. Unfortunately, I disagree. I think the best way to hurt them in this scenario is we have to talk about it, because there's clearly a lot of people who are not well informed in what's happening, and we need to let people know, like, no, there is a boycott going on. We have to let people know that this company is horrible, and we also have to stand up to Funko, so Funko sees how horrible this company is and how what they're doing to the community and what they're doing to collectors is not fair and it's not right.
Yeah, I can see both sides. You know, you don't want to, you know, it sucks that we've had to say event like 50 million times, and now people are aware of that. But at the same time, like, I think that it's been overwhelmingly one side. And there, I don't see, even though I tried to play the devil advocate tonight and play the other side a little bit, like, it's almost it's really impossible. And nobody's been able to see that other side. And it's such a one-sided thing in this situation that I think it is okay to talk about it, because, you know, not all press is good press. You know, when it's this one-sided on how bad it is, like, there's really no promotion. I mean, they had a bad reputation. Like, I don't pay attention to a lot of things. I mean, I know it's surprising. I know everybody's surprised.
You have kids, you have a wife, you got family, you got work. We all have lives.
I know, but I don't pay attention to a lot. But I knew that they had a bad reputation, and I've heard from multiple people that was the case. So, like, if I know that already, like, I feel like everybody should know that. So I'm glad we were able to, you know, share our 2 cents on it, which I think lines up with pretty much everybody that I didn't see anybody defending them tonight in our chat. I don't think I've seen anybody defend them anywhere. So it is what it is. We'll see how the next couple months go. Let's see how they slow play it. I can't wait to see what they do with Grievous. I think it'll be a horrible, horrible drop as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, only time will tell. Now, speaking of time, what do you guys have going on this week, John? You got anything amazing planned for the weekend? Anything fun for next week?
Well, next week is our 5-year show, 5-year anniversary and whatnot, which is pretty crazy. So
Can you believe that?
no surprise sets, no Goku chaos or anything like that. But we are going to be starting off everything at $1. We're going to have some really fun items, some pops in the hundreds of dollar range that we're going to be starting off at $1. So we're going to be doing a ton of giveaways. We got a 400-piece green Huckleberry Hound that we're going to be giving away. So it's going to be a good time. So I'm going to be spending the weekend prepping for that show. We won't be doing any auctions this weekend or anything, and then we'll just we'll have more videos out on both channels over the next week or so. So
very nice.
Nothing crazy with our lives or anything. So
no, you don't want
just trying to figure out this car situation and a lot of other adult responsibilities. So
though, you know what, I've realized that kind of stuff comes up every day. And I just ignore it all. I just don't do anything anymore. I just pretend like everything's fine. I am the perfect definition of that, the everything fine dog.
Yeah.
Fire. Just be ignorant to everything. It makes things a lot easier.
Oh, I do have one more quick thing to say.
Go for it.
I picked up, if you guys saw my story on Instagram today on Slapshot Pops, I picked up like 40 boxes of gifts and packages from the baby registry. So thank you guys so much. We're just putting everything in one bedroom for right now. We're not opening up everything yet. I don't know what we're going to do as far as like opening everything. We do have a in-person baby shower. I'm sure we'll do some sort of live stream thanking everybody, but I just wanted to thank everybody here who did send something. Really means a lot. I know there's a few other items on the way, and I can't thank you guys enough. Like the support and all the positivity and the kind words that have been thrown our way since we made the announcement. It's a really special time, and I'm very grateful for this community. I'm also very grateful for life. Today was a very big day for me and Joanna because I finally got seen by a doctor that I've been waiting 11 months to see. So it was just like, I was very nervous. I was like, all right, we're driving over to the appointment, like make sure like nothing else happens, like got to see this doctor. Been waiting 11 months. So that happened today as well. So that was a really big thing off my chest. So
awesome.
Things are good.
Oh, hey, I don't have anything that fun. We've got a couple videos for next week. I think we actually are going to do a whatnot show on Tuesday. Like we've been so hit or miss. So I think we're going to be back at it. We were going to try to do it last week. We didn't feel like doing it the week of Josh's thing. And honestly, we just don't have time. Right now, we started up soccer. School soccer is in full force. So that's, a couple nights a week. And dance is starting next week. So, man, we're back in the grind of things. So we got a lot of life going on, but we've got some fun videos for next week. Two things I want to say real quick. Thanks to everybody that came out and supported Josh's charity.
Yes.
I think they did absolutely amazing. I honestly fell asleep. It sounds like I ruined everybody's live for.
Oh, no. It was a whatnot outage.
I hope it was a whatnot thing. I hope it didn't screw anything up. I fell asleep literally right before I think that you came on, John, and I didn't see that nobody was able to come on, but I found out through Josh that happened. So, but it looked like it was an amazing time. I think that they did amazing. Josh will be here next week. Obviously, had some time off hanging with the family tonight, so wish him the best on that. And then real quick, I'm just going to say real quick because I'm remembering right now. I know that Brian was putting something together for the charity. I believe it's October 21st. I'm doing this off of memory. I don't even know how I remember, but I think it was October 21st for the Michael J. Fox Foundation. So, guys, if you have not bookmarked on Brian's stream for that day, when you're over on John's stream next week for his 5-year anniversary show, hop over to Brian's, bookmark his as well, and make sure you guys do that. Other than that, really, I thought it was I thought it was a very good discussion tonight. I just never know how it's going to go when I'm the other person that's going to be discussing anything. I knew you would be amazing. I didn't realize I would be amazing as I was. But I'm pretty proud of myself, so I'm going to just pat myself on the back for that. Thank you, Vince, for being amazing tonight. Other than that, guys, seriously, thank you for joining us again. We always appreciate you guys hanging out with us every friggin' week. I can't believe that this has been going on for as long as it has. I say it every week anyway, but we appreciate you guys hanging out here tonight. I'm going to figure out how to end the stream here and not ruin anybody else's internet. I got through one stream with
Yeah,
not,
crystal clear, man.
I left my door open just in case that was the thing that
That might be the thing. It
I might have
allows
to
the
leave the door
signal
open.
to come in. Yeah.
I
Really quick.
Internet.
Thank you, Bruce. Really appreciate the kind words. And thank you, Travis. Yeah, I will. I'll get those shows shuffled around for sure. Thank you, everybody.
Beautiful. And good night, everyone. We will see you guys next week.